Part 72. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yun Zhongmu Shui. Chapter 711. Are you looking for a woman? I have no idea. Just when Lu Yu was about to take action, suddenly, the woman spoke up. Wait a minute, Lu Yu, I have evidence to prove that I am Xiaoling's boyfriend. Lu Yu. Okay. I want to see how you prove it today. Lu Yu had a sneer on his face. The woman nodded upon hearing this, and then took out a box from her space wrist. This is what Xiaoling gave me. It's said to be your signed version of the movie disc. Lu Yu. Lu Yu's heart skipped a beat. Opening the box, a CD with a beautiful cover came into view. The most important thing is, there are a few words written on it. Lu Yu's out-of-print autograph. Lu Yu. Chapter 0537 Xiaoling's girlfriend goes to Hungmen banquet. Lu Yu's out-of-print autograph. At this moment, Lu Yu only had two words in his mind. Absolutely amazing. How could Xiaoling give away this kind of thing randomly? If word spreads, won't his reputation be ruined? With his mind exploding, Lu Yu took a deep breath and put the CD away without leaving any trace. Are you sure you and Xiaoling are dating? Yes. Qingxian looked at Lu Yu. Lu Yu looked squarely at the girl in front of him this time. Well, the looks are indeed on point. But Lu Yu's heart always felt strange. What can two girls do? Are they grinding tofu at night? Lu Yu was shocked and confused. After hesitating for a moment, he used his smartphone to dial Lu Ling's video. Soon, the video call was dialed. Lu Yu's face darkened slightly. Lu Ling, aren't you going to say something? I wanted to say it a long time ago, but brother, you didn't give me a chance and just ran away. Lu Yu hesitated for 2 seconds, glanced at Qingxian, and then lowered his voice. Are you sure she is your boyfriend? No, Qingxian is my girlfriend. Lu Yu. Didn't you say you were your boyfriend before? That's why I scared you. Lu Ling huffed. Did you bully my little Xianxian? Lu Yu. After a moment of silence, he handed Zhinao to Qingxian. As soon as Qingxian saw Lu Ling, his expression became happy. Brother Lu, I miss you so much. Xiao Xianxian, I miss you so much. Lu Yu. King Yu Star Lord. King Yu Star Master carefully approached Lu Yu. Lu Yu, look, our parents, can we sit down and talk now? I don't have to give you any gifts, Lu Yu said expressionlessly. King Yu Star Master immediately waved his hand. You are kidding. Qingxian can marry your younger brother, no, your younger sister, that will be her lifelong happiness, King Yu Star Master immediately said with a flattering smile on his face. Lu Yu. He suddenly didn't want to talk. What kind of world is this? A woman wants to marry a woman? Or my sister? Brother Lu? Are you kidding me? Lu Yu's mentality was a bit explosive. After taking the Zhinao, Lu Yu glared at Lu Ling and said fiercely. Just wait, I'll tell you when I get back. After the words fell, Lu Yu left here directly. 5 minutes later. Orion College. Appearing in the palace and looking at Lu Ling, who was eating snacks with Duo Lala, Lu Yu felt like he was furious. Elder brother. Lu Ling jumped up again. Lu Yu carried her to the sofa. Give you a chance to quibble. Lu Yu looked at Lu Ling. Lu Ling smiled happily. Brother, don't you understand this? I have a girlfriend, which is equivalent to being your girlfriend. My girlfriend. Lu Yu frowned slightly. What is the logic of this? Lu Ling pulled Lu Yu to sit down. Brother, think about it, I am yours, and Xiao Xianxian is mine. When the time comes to sleep, won't it be the three of us sleeping together? Lu Ling's eyes were bright. When Lu Yu heard this, a picture immediately appeared in his mind. This seems okay. Wrong. She is Xiaoling. Lu Yu immediately became serious. This won't work either. Why? It just doesn't work. I don't care, Xiao Xianxian and I are truly in love. If you don't let me be with her, brother, I will secretly find a real boyfriend behind your back. Anyway, many men like me. Lu Ling said coquettishly. Lu Yu. He was silent for a long time, and finally sighed. All right. What else can I do? If I really find a man, wouldn't I have to hang myself on the spot? If you want to find a girlfriend, just find a girlfriend. If you like to grind tofu, just grind tofu. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yun Zhong Mu Shui. Chapter 712. Lu Yu felt tired. Lu Ling hugged Lu Yu. Brother, you are still the best. Come, give me a kiss. As he said that, Lu Ling kissed Lu Yu on the face. Lu Yu. All these things are for you. Lu Yu handed over a space wrist, which contained tens of thousands of top-grade star cores. Lu Ling took it with a puzzled expression. Are you going out again, brother? Yes. Okay. Lu Ling looked a little disappointed. She was used to Lu Yu leaving, and every time it was a long time. Seeing Lu Ling's expression, Lu Yu was heartbroken, but there was nothing he could do. Life has no poetry and distance, life is only about survival. Sighing, Lu Yu left. He wanted to find Lan and Dakiao Leiju, and he hadn't seen them for a long time. But after thinking it over again and again, Lu Yu still didn't go. Some people, if you can't meet in the future, it's better not to see each other. Just treat it as missing. Feng Chu, are you leaving? Yu Yu jumped out without knowing when. Lu Yu glanced at him and nodded. That's right. After so many years, the good times and beautiful scenery are gone. Yu Yu looked at Lu Yu meaningfully and patted his shoulder. Go, your woman, I'll take care of you. Bang. Yu Yu flew directly. Lying on the ground, Yu Yu rubbed his buttocks and grimaced in pain. I was just joking, you don't have to be so hard. I was just joking. Lu Yu hee hee. This kid, his mind is always wrong. I'm leaving, Lu Yu said. As he spoke, he had torn a space crack. Yu Yu looked at it and his eyes widened. My dear, Lu Yu, you are so strong now. I was strong to begin with. Take care, see you later. Yu Yu waved his hand. Lu Yu nodded and stepped into the space crack. Time passed, and half a day later, Lu Yu appeared on the Great Wall again. Are you ready? I'm fine. Okay, come on, I've been waiting for you for a long time. As the voice fell, a black space crack appeared in front of Lu Yu. Looking at the black space crack in front of him, Lu Yu took a deep breath, took a last look at the universe, and stepped into the crack. Whether this is the Hungmen banquet or not, he must go there. Whether there is a chance depends on this time. While thinking in his heart, Lu Yu has disappeared in the space crack. The crack healed, and the Great Wall was empty. Chapter 0538 Rotating World, what do you want to express? Black. Damn black. This is the only feeling Lu Yu has now. Stepping into the black space crack, Lu Yu can't see anything. As if everything has been deprived. Vision, hearing, touch, smell, taste, until Lu Yu touched his body. Fortunately, the man's happiness is still there. This made him feel a little relieved. I was afraid that the other party would throw me into a place where I could never get out and be exiled forever. That would be really troublesome. Then it was very quiet. Lu Yu could not see anything, nor could he feel anything. Everything seemed to be trapped in eternity. The only thing he could hear was his own breathing and heartbeat. At this moment, Lu Yu suddenly realized how terrible the word eternity was. It was like a mountain made of countless rubble. A little bird took away a piece every day, and when the mountain disappeared. Eternity, only the first second had passed. This feeling was enough to drive any normal person crazy. Lu Yu was a little suspicious. Was he being cheated? And at this time, he finally saw a ray of light. Boom! The light quickly approached, and a new world appeared in front of Lu Yu. What kind of world is this? Grass grows and warblers fly, and cattle and sheep gather in groups. On the endless grassland, the green grass moves with the wind, and the fragrance of flowers attracts. In the distance, cattle and sheep lie on the ground, and birds are standing on them, pecking at insects. A little further away was a village. At this moment, there was smoke rising from the village. Lu Yu even saw a few young children flying kites. Everything showed a natural and harmonious beauty. Where is this? Did I go to the wrong place? Lu Yu was a little surprised. At this time, the pair of eyes appeared. How do you feel about this world? The other party spoke. It's good. Lu Yu did not hesitate. This is a very pure pastoral scenery. The other party was silent for a moment and spoke again. What about now? The next moment, the scene in front of Lu Yu changed. The grassland disappeared, and the village disappeared. What appeared in Lu Yu's eyes were small buildings rising from the ground and dusty dirt roads. What about now? The black eyes continued. Lu Yu raised his eyebrows and looked around. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yun Zhongmu Shui. Chapter 713. At this moment, it seemed to be dusk. On the dirt road, a man was riding a bicycle, sweating profusely. Behind the bicycle, there was a little boy. They came to a beer store, ordered a beer, and drank it with the side dishes. The little boy didn't drink beer, but he liked the refreshing taste. And beside them, there were other people sitting on the messy stools, drinking beer or sour plum soup, chatting. Further back, a big yellow dog lay on the ground, panting with its tongue sticking out. The cicadas chirped, the sweetness of watermelon and the man's sweat mixed in the air, coupled with the sound of beer bubbles. The store at dusk seemed to be filled with a summer atmosphere. How is it? Black Eyes repeated the previous words again. Lu Yu was silent for a while and nodded. Not bad. Well, you keep watching. Boom. The next moment, the scene in front of Lu Yu was shattered again. The store disappeared and turned into an overpass standing in the steel jungle. Here, people come and go, and below, cars come and go. The noise never stops, and the smoke and dust fill the sky. Every pedestrian seems to have an anxious look on his face. Electric vehicles go up and down the stairs. At this time, an old man fell to the ground. But the crowd seemed not to see it and took a detour. Lu Yu could clearly see that the old man's head was bleeding. In the end, his eyes, which were unwilling to close, were covered with a layer of gray. Dead. Lu Yu's heart seemed to be hit by something. Too similar. It was as if he was living in the blue planet before he crossed over. But this. How do you feel now? Lu Yu didn't know how to answer. There was a sarcasm in his black eyes, and the next moment, the picture flowed again. This time, the time span directly came to the interstellar civilization. And the scene was a family of 3. A little boy was holding a payment list. Dad, the teacher said that tuition has to be paid. Why do we have to pay tuition in advance this semester? Because the teacher said that many people owe tuition, so we have to pay in advance. If we can't pay, we have to drop out. Your school is too inhumane. Money, 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 all day long. Why did I marry a man like you who can't make money? A fierce argument broke out among the family of 3. Finally, The man walked out. The scene changed, and when he appeared again, he was already in front of a building with a red cross hanging on it. "Doctor, if I replace all my internal organs with artificial ones, how much money can I get in exchange?" "Replace all?" "Sir, you have to know that once the original internal organs are replaced, it is difficult to regenerate, and the lifespan may not exceed 70 years. "I know, I just want to know how much money I can get." "Okay, I'll give you an estimate here, please wait." The doctor left. The man walked to the balcony and lit a cigarette for himself. In the distance, there was a lot of traffic and bright lights. After a while, he returned. "Sir, I found out that there is a rich man who is willing to offer you 2 million. If you remove the artificial internal organs, you can get 850,000. "Okay, let's do the surgery now." In the middle of the night, the man left with a bank card. After he left, an old man in a wheelchair was pushed into the hospital. "Dad, I found your original internal organs again. You should be able to live for more than 10 years this time." The scene ended here again. The black eyes were full of ridicule. "So what?" Lu Yu became more and more silent. At this time, a scene appeared in front of him again. The era of martial arts. "Classmates, if you can't get into the martial arts university, you can only become ordinary people. Become a warrior, you are qualified to become a superior person. Otherwise, you can only do the lowest professions, jobs that even artificial intelligence disdains to do. Because your life is not as valuable as artificial intelligence." In a classroom, a man loudly scolded the students below. And all these students were reading seriously. Seeing this scene, Lu Yu suddenly thought of his college entrance examination. "What do you want to say?" Lu Yu did not look at these scenes again, but looked at the black eyes. The black eyes looked at Lu Yu with pity. The next moment, the clean grassland appeared in front of Lu Yu again. "What I want to tell you is very simple. Everything you see has really happened in this universe." Chapter 0539 I am the creator, the source of weirdness. Everything has really happened. Lu Yu heard this and narrowed his eyes. "Then what? Don't you understand yet? Or do you not want to understand at all?" Suddenly, all the scenes disappeared. There was white light all around, and only a black throne was in the middle of everything. The throne slowly turned, and a figure bathed in light appeared in front of Lu Yu. "You are running away." The figure on the throne stared at Lu Yu with black eyes. "The total amount of resources in the universe is constant, which is a fixed number, but the number of lives is different. In the wilderness period, the number of creatures was small and the average number of resources occupied was high. But with the development of civilization, more and more creatures are born, and resources are gradually running out. Wars, killings, everything comes from this. The people at the top possess material things that the people at the bottom cannot achieve in this life, just like the man you saw. He can only exchange his own organs for money, but the rich man has endless wealth. He can easily buy everything from him and extend his life. And the wealth he controls can create more wealth. This is class solidification. The same is true for the warrior system. There are more than 10,000 warriors, and ordinary people can't even compare to animals. I believe you should be very clear about this, right?" The figure looked at Lu Yu. "Moreover, the class solidification of warriors is more serious than in any other era. The training of a warrior requires a lot of resources, but ordinary people cannot afford those sky-high prices. I believe you are deeply aware of this. Even if it weren't for that strange thing on your body, Lu Yu, do you think you would be able to get here? Blue Star is already your end." The figure's voice became more and more mocking. When Lu Yu heard this, his heart trembled. He stared at the other party and said coldly, "What on earth do you want to do? I didn't mean to do anything. Global High Martial Arts, Copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yoon-Jeon Shui. Chapter 714. The other party spread his hands and sat on the throne peacefully. As I said at the beginning, the total amount of cosmic resources is fixed. It will not be more or less, but the universe has developed to the present and has fallen into a deformed structure. 0.0000001% of the people control 99.999999% of the resources in the universe. Do you think this is appropriate? Oh, I forgot, you are also a top person now. I am afraid you can't feel the pain of the bottom, right? The other party's voice was full of sarcasm. Hearing this, Lu Yu took a deep breath. So what? This is the natural development trend of the universe. Natural? Sorry, this is not natural, and this is not the result I want. The universe. I created it. I am the creator, all living beings are my people, and I have the power to reset everything. Boom. The figure stood up. The next moment, Lu Yu felt that the rules around him had changed. Yes, it changed. The speed of light slowed down, as slow as a turtle. At this moment, gravity was changing. The outside world appeared in front of Lu Yu. Planets suddenly stopped in the universe and stopped moving. And the next moment, everything returned to normal, as if nothing had happened. Now, do you understand my power? The figure in the light looked at Lu Yu with a smile. Lu Yu admitted that he was a little confused. Creator. So the enemy he had been facing was the creator? The existence that created the entire universe? It's like a dream. I know you are surprised and may question me, but I don't care. What I want to tell you is that the destruction of the universe is certain. Whether I take action or not, it will eventually be destroyed and die in the hands of you ignorant creatures. The creator had a faint smile on his face. Lu Yu's expression was already a little sluggish. The other party walked down from the throne and looked at Lu Yu quietly. To be honest, you are the most peculiar creature I have seen since I destroyed the universe several times. It seems that you are not in my universe at all. You are very interesting. This is why I don't kill you, the figure bathed in light said so. Lu Yu finally reacted after hearing this. He looked at the other party and spoke. What do you want to do? This is the second time Lu Yu asked this question. Now he is a little confused. The creator looked at Lu Yu and suddenly patted his shoulder. What I want to do is very simple, that is, to accelerate the demise of this universe and open a new world, you know. Reset everything, everything will come again. The other party's voice was very gentle. Even Lu Yu couldn't help but nod in agreement. But in the next moment, Lu Yu reacted. Wait, you are bewitching me. Whether I bewitched you or not, I think you already know in your heart that any matter, no matter how great it is imperfect, and we should try to make it perfect. Come on, accompany me to open the next world. I believe that with your ability, we can create a better world. No disputes, no wars, no killings, everyone is equal, resources are unlimited, and the population can also be unlimited. Everyone can live the life they imagine. The creator spoke again. When Lu Yu heard this, his eyes were dazed again. New world, perfect new world. As he spoke, he stretched out his hand to the creator. The creator also smiled and wanted to hold Lu Yu's hand. At this moment, Lu Yu slapped the creator in the face. Bang! The creator was stunned by Lu Yu's slap. Lu Yu smiled on his face. You are the only one who wants to sell me a pyramid scheme. You said that the perfect world does not exist, and you told me to build a perfect world. Does it hurt? After Lu Yu's words, the creator did not respond. It covered its face, and raised its head the next moment. A pair of eyes turned black. You are looking for death. Boom. All around, countless laws boiled and attacked Lu Yu. But Lu Yu's expression was very calm, and he even looked at the creator with a look of looking at a mentally retarded person. You know that the law is ineffective against me. Countless laws attacked Lu Yu, enough to kill the power of the law of the supreme existence, but they had no way to deal with Lu Yu. Damn it! The creator was angry. The surroundings suddenly turned into a dead place. The black ground was full of bones. Above the sky, the bloody clouds were gloomy. And the throne turned into bones at some point. I am the creator. You dare to resist me? I want you dead. On the bone throne, Lu Yu saw the creature trapped on the throne again. Seeing this scene, he took a deep breath. Good guy. Isn't this the weird source? I was almost fooled by it. Lu Yu was shocked. And at this moment, the other party made a move. With a bang, the ground collapsed, and a devil's hand slapped Lu Yu. Chapter 0540 The Final Enemy, the Free and Easy Bridge Leiju. A devil's hand slapped Lu Yu directly. Seeing this, there was no change on Lu Yu's face. As expected, the next moment, the devil's hand directly penetrated Lu Yu's body. And Lu Yu himself was not hurt at all. The creature on the throne was stunned on the spot. Lu Yu had a smile on his face. Your attack on me is completely ineffective, so why bother? You must die. The figure on the bone throne became more and more angry. Around Lu Yu, strange creatures appeared at some point. The next moment, these strange creatures rushed towards Lu Yu frantically. But Lu Yu ignored it. If you really only have this little trick, you can stop. Hearing Lu Yu's words, the other party fell silent. After a while, all the weirdness and black fog dissipated. The grass appeared again around. Are you sure you really don't want to talk? Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Shui. Chapter 715. You and I have different positions. There is nothing to talk about. Even if the universe is to be destroyed, it will be in your own hands, not by you. Lu Yu said lightly. The figure on the throne heard this and sneered. You are dreaming. The Lord will not allow this. Host. When Lu Yu heard this, he was stunned on the spot. Are you not the Lord? He frowned. The source of strangeness glanced at Lu Yu. How can I compare with the Lord? The Lord is the greatest existence. As soon as he said these words, Lu Yu's eyes slowly widened. He originally thought that the thing in front of him was the source behind everything. Now it seems that I have completely overthought it. Is there someone else behind him? Are you afraid? Countless great worlds have fallen, and this world cannot escape. While the strange source was speaking, all around, one picture after another appeared. In the scroll, there are clearly devastated worlds with no life left at all. You finally broke your skin, right? Lu Yu's expression was cold. I think you are not looking for a perfect new world at all, but you just want to destroy everything. Oh, the perfect world is just used to fool some fools. What the Lord needs is everything. Boom. The moment his words fell, the space seemed to shatter. Certain things are reflected across endless time and space. It was a coffin, huge, floating in the endless void. Next to the coffin are the corpses of various creatures. These corpses floated past the coffin and were instantly turned into powder. Seeing this scene, Lu Yu's heart suddenly sank to the bottom. Destroy everything and use the lives of living creatures to support something in the coffin? This may be the ultimate enemy. Rather than the strange source in front of you. Even the source of this strangeness may be caused by the existence inside the coffin. Perhaps, they really were the former creators. But now, not anymore. They only want to destroy everything they can. Lu Yu glanced at the being trapped on the bone throne and shook his head. You won't succeed. If you go against the Lord, you will be the only ones who die in the end. Lu Yu, the creature on the throne of bones, had a terrifying power of law bursting out from the iron chains that imprisoned him. Obviously, the opponent cannot leave a fixed range. After Lu Yu glanced at him, he tore apart the space and left directly. The source of the strangeness wanted to stop him, but all his laws had no effect on Lu Yu. After re-entering the space crack, Lu Yu looked at the space flowing around him, feeling a little sad in his heart. This time, he saw more of the Great Wall. A dilapidated Great Wall stands in the universe. The blood-stained city wall seems to be telling a song of blood and tears. The first Great Wall. It is dilapidated. As the first Great Wall, it has been completely destroyed by strange things. Even when Lu Yu crossed the space, a strange giant on the Great Wall noticed something. A big rotten hand came across the sky and wanted to stop Lu Yu. But it penetrated the void and encountered nothing. This made his eyes look extremely angry. All creatures that transcend taboos will die. Lu Yu ignored these. Later, Lu Yu saw the third, fourth, and other Great Walls one after another. They are almost identical in dilapidation, the only difference is that the further back they go, the more complete they are preserved. It wasn't until he saw the familiar eighth Great Wall that Lu Yu's mood improved slightly. After recalling the way he came, Lu Yu found that the old man's words seemed to be correct. In the heavenly palace of the gods of past dynasties, the construction of the Great Wall was actually a kind of cession of territory. Give up part of the universe. There is no way around it. The area of the universe currently occupied by living beings is probably less than 1/3 of the size of the real universe. From this we can see how big the real universe is. How glorious was the first heaven. But even so, it was still destroyed. Regardless of the existence in the coffin, the source of strangeness alone is enough to sweep everything away. Possessing power beyond the rules, no one can match it. Except myself, of course. But, how to deal with the final enemy in the coffin? Where is the human emperor? Where did he disappear to? The human emperor should know the truth of all this, right? The old man once mentioned to himself that someone has truly jumped out of the chessboard. Is that person the human emperor? Lu Yu was not sure and could not be sure. After sighing, Lu Yu felt that he was not in a good mood. Let's not talk about how to deal with the source of the strangeness. Now another final enemy pops up, and Lu Yu expresses that he is really tired. At the same time, he also thought of what the strange source had said to him before. The universe itself is currently a deformed structure. Lu Yu could not refute this. He didn't know how to start. This kind of thing cannot be solved overnight. The main problem at present is still weird. Under such circumstances, after an unknown amount of time passed, Lu Yu finally saw the current universe again. After coming back, Lu Yu thought for a while and decided to go find Dakiao. Yunya clan. Okay, Lu Yu, I thought you were dead. There has been no news for so long in the Yunya clan. Dakiao Leiju put his legs on the sofa and snorted. Lu Yu. He was silent for a while and pointed at Dakiao Leiju. You are exposed. Exposed, Dakiao Leiju was stunned and looked under himself. I forgot to wear it. You can look if you want. Anyway, you are not interested. After saying that, Dakiao Leiju still maintained this posture. Awesome. Lu Yu can only say awesome. What else can he say? How about I call you Yu? I think he is interested. It's best if you call him. Tonight, the three of us will have group exercise. How happy it is, don't you think? Dakiao Leiju snorted. Lu Yu. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yoon Jeon Mu Shuet. Chapter 716. He found that this girl has been a little uncommunicative recently. What happened? You also feel that I have changed a lot, right? I feel the same way myself. I went to shoot a film with my sister some time ago, and I feel that I haven't reacted yet. Lu Yu. Chapter 0541. You are a tempered film, the water is too deep and you can't control it. Lu Yu was stunned. You and your sister went to the sea to shoot a film together. Yes. What type? It's a campus type. I don't think the male lead is good. He is not as handsome as you. It's mainly because he is not in good health. He has to rest after shooting. Dakiaoleju thought about it. Lu Yu. He was silent for a long time and raised his head with difficulty. I didn't expect that you would be like this. What's wrong? It's just a temporary interest. That director invited me to debut. Dakiaoleju pouted. Lu Yu looked her up and down and nodded. I think it's okay. Once they debut, the sisters will definitely become popular and become the youth of a generation of men. Ahashi Leiju. Am I not youthful now? Ahashi Leiju lifted his hair and said seductively. Seeing this, Lu Yu smiled. Sorry, I think it's dirty. Ahashi Leiju. Hey. Explain it clearly. What do you mean by dirty? I'm a virgin. Okay, Lu Yu. So this is why you've always disliked me? Come on, you'll know after checking the goods. Ahashi Leiju got excited. Lu Yu. I'm afraid you're a tempered glass film, so I can't tell. Silence. Dead silence. Ahashi Leiju's eyes were filled with tears. She looked at Lu Yu with red eyes. So, I have always been like this in your eyes, right? Well, it's my problem, Ahashi Leiju. You like the pure kind, right? I can do that too. Lu Yu, come on, I like you so much. Ahashi Leiju came close to him. Instantly, Lu Yu got goosebumps all over his body. He knocked Ahashi Leiju's hand away without leaving a trace, and then smiled. I have something to do at home, so I'll leave first. After that, Lu Yu ran away directly. Ahashi Leiju crossed his legs and snorted. Heh, man. After escaping from the Yunmen galaxy, Lu Yu breathed a sigh of relief. Damn. Why is Leiju so nervous recently? Sister Lan is still the best. Thinking so in his heart, Lu Yu headed towards the God-given star. An hour later, Lu Yu arrived at the God-given star. When the God-given queen saw Lu Yu, she was immediately excited. All the high-level members of the God-given tribe knelt down to Lu Yu. Entering the double forbidden area of Tai realm, Lu Yu is now more and more godlike. An aura beyond everything makes people terrified. Lu Yu said indifferently about this. Where is Lan? God, Lanner is in seclusion to break through the Star Lord. Break through the Star Lord? Well, that's fine. So, after Lu Yu waited in the hall for a few hours, Lan appeared. After not seeing Lan for a year, she has become more and more stunning. Her face is beautiful and her eyes are bright. Her figure is slender, and she is faintly visible under her long skirt. And she was also very excited to see Lu Yu. God. Lan knelt on the ground. Lu Yu asked someone to help her up. Enjoying the familiar massage, Lu Yu's anxiety slowly calmed down. Well, no matter how chaotic the world is. At least, he still has a warm hug. Warm. Very warm. The next morning, when Lu Yu got up, he felt refreshed to the extreme. The whole person's originally sluggish thoughts were instantly clear. Mood, that was even better to the extreme. Sure enough, Sister Lan is still the best. Everything else is empty. A suitable scabbard can make the sword faster, more accurate and sharper. God, I'm afraid I can't serve you to get up. Ian's face was extremely red. In response, Lu Yu waved his hand. It's okay, you take a rest. With that, Lu Yu put on his clothes and went out. The Queen of God was very happy to see Lu Yu come out. God, do you have any instructions? No instructions. Oh, by the way, how is your ancestor now? The ancestor is still at the altar, it should take some time to recover. No, I will help her recover. Lu Yu said lightly, and then went to the altar. This kind of recovery is very simple. Lu Yu now has all the power of Tai realm. Beyond the rules, you can also control the rules. Of course, it is limited to Tai realm and below Tai realm. It took half an hour for the body of the 10th God-given queen to recover as normal. Looking at her healed body, the 10th God-given queen was pleasantly surprised. God, this is great. I feel great too. Lu Yu looked up and down at the body of the 10th God-given queen. Well, she's not wearing anything, very nice. The 10th God-given queen blushed immediately. God, if you need anything. Don't. Stop. Stop. Do you still want to eat tender grass? Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yun Zhong Mu Shui. Chapter 717. The 10th generation of God-gifted queen? God, Okay, you can go and rest. Lu Yu turned around and left. Can't you see this little thought? This is obviously because he wants to eat his own tender grass. Horrible. Lu Yu sighed. Lu Yu came out. God, are you going to do something? It's nothing. I'm going out for a walk and telling Lan that I may have to see her in a while, Lu Yu said. He thought very simply. I went back to see Xiaoling and then went into seclusion. This time, I will not come out until I complete the achievement of the system. It doesn't seem right either. On the other side of the strange source, I'm afraid they will have to launch an offensive against the Great Wall soon. Grass. Still have a headache. Lu Yu had a splitting headache and left the Godsend Star. After a while, he saw Orion Academy. He walked to the palace with familiarity. Before Lu Yu entered, he saw Yu Yu and the goddess Xiantian in the distance. What are these two doing? After thinking for a while, Lu Yu walked over. Yu Yu was originally talking to the goddess Xiantian, but when he saw Lu Yu, he immediately walked over. Good brother, are you back? Yes, what's wrong? Nothing. Yu Yu waved his hand, but his expression soon became serious. Lu Yu, listen to my advice. The water outside the Great Wall is too deep for you to control. Let me come and I will be the human emperor. Lu Yu was stunned when he heard this. The water is too deep and I can't control it, but you can control it. Aren't you talking nonsense? Who am I? I'm a squid, can I still drown in water? Yu Yu looked at Lu Yu with disdain. In the end, Lu Yu was silent for a long time and gave Yu Yu a kick. Get out of here, uncle, I'm still trying to get you a base. Base, Yu Yu sat on the ground, rubbing his butt, looking surprised. That's right. Base and squid, we are indeed the crouching dragon and phoenix chicks. Lu Yu. He didn't know what to say at all. Goddess Xiantian also covered her mouth and laughed. Human Emperor, how is the situation? It's a bad situation. Oops. Goddess Xiantian frowned. How to say? Come in and talk. Lu Yu and Goddess Xiantian were about to walk into the palace. Yu Yu saw it and became anxious. Lu Yu, don't leave. I have a brother named Yalin who I would like to introduce to you. Chapter 0542 In-depth communication, a rare ugliness in the world. I also have a brother named Yalin, let me introduce him to you. Lu Yu didn't even listen to Yu Yu's words and just closed the door for him. Inside the door, Duo Lala looked at Lu Yu with a dull expression. Lu Yu, you're back. I miss you so much. The little loli hung on Lu Yu's body, rubbing against him. Xiantian Goddess. I feel like you're violating interstellar covenant law. Lu Yu. Dalala, where is your sister Xiaoling? Lu Yu asked. Dalala thought for a moment and quickly replied, Sister Xiaoling went out with the elders and may come back after a while. Okay, let's go upstairs. Lu Yu pulled off Dalala and took the Xiantian Goddess upstairs. As soon as she went upstairs, Goddess Xiantian closed the bedroom door. Lu Yu didn't feel anything wrong with this. Well, it's better to talk about this kind of thing in a safe environment. But when Goddess Xiantian started to take off her clothes, Lu Yu realized something was wrong. What are you doing? Take off your clothes. What are you taking off your clothes for? If you don't take off your clothes, why did you bring me to your bedroom? Lu Yu. He lay on the bed and sighed. I just want to talk to you about something. You don't want to communicate in depth. Not deep. All right. Goddess Xiantian put on her clothes regretfully. Lu Yu then looked at her with a serious expression. I think there's something terribly wrong with the universe. Everyone knows about your problem. Goddess Xiantian curled her lips. Lu Yu nodded silently. I saw a strange existence. Create a weird existence. Goddess Xiantian was stunned when she heard this. Male or female? Are you handsome? Looking at the curious Goddess Xiantian, Lu Yu suddenly didn't want to communicate with her. Just kidding, let's get to the point. What are you going to do? Goddess Xiantian said. Lu Yu shook his head. I don't know, but the Great Wall should be broken down soon. This time, it was the turn of Goddess Xiantian to be silent. What should we do? I don't know either, Lu Yu said. He didn't know what to do now. On the other side of the strange source, a more violent offensive will be launched soon. On the other side of the Great Wall, I'm afraid it really won't last long. And if you want to build another Great Wall, it is almost impossible with the current manpower and material resources. The most damning thing is that there is currently no opponent in the universe who can fight against the strange existence. The human emperor was hiding somewhere to fight in the wild. Moon God doesn't know what the situation is. Almost all the gods are dead. In addition, a large number of self-proclaimed people have no interest in world affairs, and they have not yet developed here. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 718. No matter how you look at it, it is a dead end within a dead end. Goddess Xiantian glanced at Lu Yu. Let's not talk about this, but I am suddenly curious about your realm. Human Emperor, are you Tai now? Yes, Tai realm. Lu Yu nodded. Goddess Xiantian narrowed her eyes. And this is no ordinary Taiki. Well, the kind that is immortal. Immortal. Goddess Xiantian was stunned, and a strange light flashed in her eyes. Human Emperor, are you sure you are immortal now? Yes, what's wrong? Lu Yu's expression became confused. From a legal perspective, he is indeed immortal compared to this universe. Even if the universe disappears, he still exists. Because it is independent of the rules of the universe. And Goddess Xiantian was really excited. Human Emperor, do you still remember what you said back then? Then. Lu Yu was silent for a long time before he said. Goddess Xiantian, listen to me, I am really not the human emperor. The human emperor has disappeared long ago, Lu Yu said. Now that I am no longer afraid of being killed by this girl, I might as well just show off my cards. However, Goddess Xiantian glanced at Lu Yu with a sneer on her face. Human emperor, you are a real dog. At this time, you are still telling me such things. Do you hate me so much? Lu Yu. Damn it, I really took it in for myself. As long as you are happy, you can tell me what the emperor said back then. Lu Yu and Geu were lying on the sofa. However, Goddess Suanation's eyes were bright. You said back then that as long as someone is truly immortal, weirdness cannot destroy the universe. Lu Yu. These words sounded very familiar to him. I heard it from Yu Yu's mouth. If taboos are broken, the process will be interrupted. That person must be killed. He is indeed immortal now, but the problem is, what if Weird bypasses himself and chooses to kill someone else? For example, how long will it take to kill Xiaoling, Duolala, Yu Yu and Diqiao? Kill the entire universe except yourself? So what's the point of living? Goddess Xiantian obviously understood what Lu Yu was thinking and snorted. Human Emperor, you are so stupid. I remember you said back then that as long as you don't die, the entire universe will eventually be restored. Our deaths are not important. The words of Goddess Xiantian made Lu Yu fall silent. He didn't know what Goddess Xiantian was thinking. Or in other words, what the human emperor thinks. If you don't die, you will recover one day. Not to mention how difficult it was, Lu Yu couldn't accept just watching his old friend die in front of him. Not to mention betting on whether he can recover. If it can be restored, everyone will be happy. If you can't recover, then everything is really in vain. All in vain. Seeing that Lu Yu remained silent, Goddess Xiantian became angry. Human Emperor, what are you afraid of? Isn't it just death? We are all going to die. Now that we have an opportunity in front of us, why don't you give it a try? Lu Yu remained silent. After a while, he raised his head with difficulty. Is there really no other way? I don't know. I only know that you said it yourself back then. Goddess Xiantian shook her head. When Lu Yu heard this, he let out a long sigh. It's so hummed. Human Emperor, you would never say such foul language before. I've already said it, I'm not the Emperor of humanity. I just like to scold my mother. Why, it's so stupid and weird. Lu Yu cursed. At this time, the old man got out of nowhere. Good guy. Your little mouth in Cao Nima is as praising as honey. I also feel weird and dead. Yes, a dead horse. Lu Yu agreed. Goddess Xiantian looked at the old man who was singing along with Lu Yu, and took a step back slightly. Who is he? Hey, Lu Yu, why do you have such an ugly girl here? The old man was shocked when he saw the goddess Xiantian. Lu Yu nodded in agreement. Ugly, right? I feel ugly too. Yes, this is really ugly. The old man likes it so much. One old man and one young man, each one of them said something, which immediately made the Xiantian goddess breathe rapidly. I can't help it. Things like ugliness are all innate. Indeed, this girl is born ugly, it's really good. She's so ugly that she doesn't have to worry about getting married. Yes, it's really ugly. It's rare in the world. Lu Yu was still chatting with the old man. Seeing this, Goddess Xiantian felt like she was going to explode and left without saying a word. After she left, Lu Yu's expression gradually became serious. Old man, do you have any ideas? Chapter 0543 The Unspeakable Existence, The Farther Great Wall. Do you have any ideas? Lu Yu's words made the old man fall into deep thought. The idea, there must be some. Tell me and listen. Lu Yu was overjoyed. Having lived for such a long time, my views must be extraordinary. As expected, the old man's first sentence shocked Lu Yu. That girl just now was so ugly, I think it's suitable for you, but her butt is a little small, so it's not easy to give birth to a baby. But the old bridge is quite suitable, and you can give birth at a glance. Lu Yu. I'm asking about things on the other side of the universe. Old man? What did you see? Lu Yu had no choice but to spend a few minutes telling the old man what he saw. After listening, the old man froze on the spot. Sure enough, there is great terror outside the Great Wall. The Creator, actually exists. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yoon-jeon Mu. Chapter 719. The old man's expression was one of horror. This made Lu Yu a little confused. Creator, what do you mean? You kid don't understand this. In some legends, the creator is mentioned. The creator is the existence that created the world, but it has never been confirmed. But now it seems that you have really met the creator. No wonder the weirdness is unstoppable. The products made by the creator have the rules given by him. How can we defeat it? The old man had a look of realization on his face. Even Lu Yu was lost in thought. If that is really the creator, I feel like he is no longer him. Why? The old man looked puzzled. Because I saw that the creator was imprisoned, and behind him, there was a being called the Lord, hidden in a coffin, and the world was still destroyed. Lu Yu explained. What just puzzled him was. The old man looked confused. Old man, don't you understand? Lu Yu's eyes were confused. But the old man also looked confused. You kid obviously didn't say anything. Lu Yu. It's impossible. As I said just now, it's just a living creature lying in a coffin. As soon as Lu Yu said these words, the old man still looked blank. Are you going to tell me or not? The old man was so angry. Lu Yu was stunned for a moment. Old man, I didn't say anything just now. You kid has been so silent all this time, when did you speak? The old man was furious. When Lu Yu heard this, he felt a chill on his back. What's going on? I said it twice in a row, but the old man didn't hear anything. Impossible. The being lying in the coffin. Lu Yu spoke up again. This time, the old man's eyes were already angry. If you don't say anything, don't blame me for being rude. Lu Yu. He was really silent this time. The unspeakable truth. Something that strips oneself of the power to tell the truth. But the problem is, I have clearly broken the taboo. Why can't you even speak? Lu Yu felt a little cold in his heart. Seeing the old man's angry gaze, Lu Yu sighed and shook his head. I'm lying to you. Actually, I don't know what's behind it. Okay. You kids still dare to lie to me? You're so brave. The old man became more and more angry. However, he noticed the disappointed expression on Lu Yu's face and suppressed his anger. What's going on with your kid? Nothing's wrong. Lu Yu waved his hand in disinterest. It's useless to say it, it's better not to say it. When the old man heard this, he frowned. Judging from his experience, Lu Yu definitely had something to hide from him. But why did this kid hide it from himself? The old man was puzzled, but he quickly said calmly. To be frank, you kids should still worry about things on the other side of the Great Wall, right? So, it's a dead end at the moment. Lu Yu sighed. What just happened made him even more devastated. Damn it! What the hell is lying inside the coffin? I can't even say it, can I? Deprived of the right to speak. Human rights are gone. How to fight this? Seeing Lu Yu like this, the old man shook his head. Actually, if you really want to tell me what kind of creator it is, we really can't match it with our power, but maybe you can walk towards the Great Wall in front of you. The Great Wall in front? Lu Yu was stunned. What's the meaning? The Great Wall in front has many traces left from other eras. There may be a way to break the situation, maybe. The old man said. Lu Yu was puzzled. If there is a way to break the situation, then why have the heavenly courts of all dynasties still been defeated? Huh, do you think everyone is your brat, outside the rules? Some methods of breaking the situation lack some elements and cannot break the situation. Hearing the old man's words, Lu Yu thought for a moment and nodded. It makes sense, I'll go take a look, Lu Yu said. Now his plan must be revised again. According to previous assumptions, it is no longer possible to achieve a breakthrough through seclusion. The source of the strangeness, the so-called creator, cannot possibly leave so much time for itself. Maybe I can come back and take a look after I truly reach the ultimate level. The entire universe was destroyed. What's the point? Now we can only take the wrong approach and place our hope on the great walls ahead to see if there is any way to break the situation left by the sages. Just do it, Lu Yu thought of this and set off directly to the outside of the great wall. The old man was startled. Are you really going? Otherwise. Okay, let's go. The old man also became excited. Lu Yu immediately tore apart the space and walked. Just a few hours later, an old man and a young man crossed the moon god wall and headed towards the great wall of the eighth heaven. But when he was passing through the abyss, Lu Yu suddenly stopped. Looking at the abyss floating in the universe, like a long black seam, Lu Yu chuckled. Old man, don't you think we have to do something? Good guy, you kid, I admire you very much. That's right. It's never too late for a gentleman to take revenge in 10 years. Lu Yu thought of what happened when he first passed by here. At this moment, a kind smile appeared on his face. Secluded. Secluded from the world? Waiting for a new world. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Shui. Chapter 720. I will expose it to you today. Taking out the Fuxi sword, Lu Yu slashed at the abyss without saying a word. Boom. The boundless sword light fell on the abyss, immediately causing a terrifying fluctuation. The endless space was shattered, and the supreme breath was revived. Who is looking for death? Your father. Lu Yu stood with the sword. In an instant, a pair of huge eyes locked on Lu Yu. It's you. The other party obviously recognized Lu Yu. Next, a great war broke out. Several self-sealed beings in the abyss were attacking Lu Yu. Although Lu Yu was defeated, he had 2 forbidden domains and was immortal. After several rounds of this, the self-sealed beings in the abyss were completely terrified. Even they didn't expect that Lu Yu could achieve this state. Lu Yu was naturally happy to entangle with them. The more times they attacked, the deeper they were attached to this universe. Even if a new world is born, they will die. In the end, Lu Yu left only after the self-proclaimed people were forced to apologize and gave a lot of benefits. Oh my God, you can do this. You're sucking blood from them. The old man who had been watching the battle was shocked to see Lu Yu, who had gained a lot. Lu Yu snorted coldly. These guys are not good things. They occupied the resources of the former universe, but chose to self-proclaimed at the critical moment. It's a good thing that they didn't die. That's right, no, who are you pointing fingers at? The old man was angry. Lu Yu smiled and made trouble with him all the way, moving forward. Until they crossed the 8th Great Wall and saw the ruined 7th Great Wall. Chapter 05443 God Clan, The Sword of a Man. Lu Yu stopped in front of the ruined 7th Great Wall. The old man was still muttering beside him. Actually, I really admire you. There was a man like you back then, the human emperor. He also beat up these self-proclaimed people and forced them to sign some treaties. Zuzi, after so many years, I didn't expect that I would see it again. History is so amazing. The old man was full of emotion. Lu Yu rubbed his eyebrows and said helplessly. Old man, we have arrived at the 7th Great Wall. We have arrived? Let's go and take a look. The old man glanced at it, but he didn't look surprised. Lu Yu nodded after hearing this, and the old and the young went to the 7th Great Wall. On the way alone, many strange beings appeared. Now outside the moon god Great Wall, they are basically ruled by these things. Of course, this is of no use to Lu Yu. He has the characteristics of immortality, and he can avoid them without even making a move. The old man has been following him, and he is also a consciousness. The two of them came to the entrance of the seventh Great Wall quite easily. Seeing the tightly closed door, Lu Yu frowned. How to get in? Lu Yu looked at the old man. The old man also looked puzzled. Why are you looking at me? Old man, don't you know? I've been idle all day studying how to open the door. What's the matter? Thinking of knocking on the door of a young widow. Lu Yu. He sighed and glanced at the city gate. I can get in, what about you? You kid are not really going to knock on the door, are you? The old man looked suspicious. Lu Yu. In an instant, he disappeared from the spot. His body disintegrated into countless states that were smaller than atoms. Then, he easily passed through the city wall, leaving only the old man with a confused face outside the door. Good boy. Don't play like this. Open the door quickly, I am your captain away. Lu Yu. Where did you see this line? Lu Yu was shocked. The old man curled his lips and sneered. Do you think that the old man has been away from the world for too long, so he really doesn't understand the things of you young people? Ha, you kid, you are very tricky. Lu Yu. He suddenly felt a little cold on his back. The old man, could he know the truth of the matter? What are you still standing there for? Go in and open the door. The old man was a member of the Seventh Great Wall back then, and he was also the captain of the Imperial Guard. It's not okay to subconsciously ask him to open the door. Hearing the old man's words, Lu Yu raised his eyebrows. Good guy, I think you are more suitable to be Master Ren. What Master Ren? Go open the door. Okay. Lu Yu spread his hands. Then he entered the city gate again. The old man's knock on the door was answered. Open the door. I am your captain away. With a strange expression, Lu Yu fumbled for a while and finally pulled the bolt. Bang. The next moment, the ancient gate was opened. A stale smell rushed out of the city gate and rushed out of the city. The old man walked in, looking at the dilapidated scene inside the city gate, and his expression was full of emotion. Fortunately, I ran away that year, otherwise, I would have died here. Look, this is one of my subordinates back then. As he said, the old man pointed to a corpse that had been weirdly corroded. The next moment, the corpse exploded directly. Hiss. Lu Yu immediately took a breath of cold air. No matter how much hatred and resentment there is, it's not necessary to whip the corpse, right? Whip your head. If I don't help them get out, a ray of their soul will be trapped inside forever. The old man scolded with a hum, and as he spoke, he led Lu Yu inside. What catches the eye is the decayed streets that are almost unrecognizable from their original appearance. There are all kinds of corpses on the streets. And a strange creature that took on a personalized form. The old man fell silent at some point, and Lu Yu didn't make a sound either. It wasn't until he had walked for a long time that he couldn't help but ask. Old man, is your name really Away? No matter how big or small, can you call me by my nickname?